Hey there everyone, Dr. Beth Westy here, and I wanted to pop on and answer this question quick. I feel like I've gotten this question from a bunch of women, so I just wanted to address it here. Again, if you have questions or are struggling with something, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm more than happy to be a resource for you. But a lot of times women notice, oh my gosh, I had my first kid and I did okay. I feel like I bounced back, Life was great. And then I had my second kid. Sometimes it's even with a third kid. And you're like, I don't know what happened, but my body's not the same at all anymore. And everything is crazy. My hormones are terrible. I can't lose the weight. I'm exhausted. I'm having all these issues, etc. And what it comes down to is one of the quickest ways that I like to explain what can be happening here. And again, there's typically more than one thing going on, right? Which is why I do a Dutch test oftentimes. We look at all of your, estrogens, progesterone, testosterone, things like that. Look at your cortisol levels, like how they are throughout the day. But one of the big things that I find with just about every gal after having more than one kid is that you get something called nutrient depletion, and it's really hard for your system to come back from that on its own without help. So first kid, you might get like nutrient depleted by like, oh, look, I'm like down, 20%. But then you have that second kid. You went through a whole pregnancy. You've already got a kid. You're already up at night. Now you're doubling it, everything else. You have nutrient depletion of like 50%. And this is where the scale, this is just an example. This is not necessarily, right? I just want to, for educational purposes right now, right? But imagine being depleted by 50% in some of your nutrients. Your gut's not working well. Your body can't absorb the nutrients from the food that you're eating. You're exhausted. You're just not sleeping well, so things aren't repairing correctly, and therefore your body and function isn't going to work the way that it normally does. So of course you're going to be exhausted. Of course you're going to have all these issues and problems, right? Another fabulous thing about the Dutch test and why I love it so much is that it tells us what you're depleted in. It tells us if you're depleted in B vitamins. It tells us if you have an issue with your serotonin, your melatonin, right? These are all really key things to look at when we're looking at the body and the system and really trying to get you back on track. That's one of the main things here, because this happens so much with women, right? And if you think about it, it's like, oh, that kind of makes sense. My first kid, yes, it's a lot. It's a huge life change, but a lot of times you have enough to bounce back from that. But with the second kid, just sucks the life out of you even more, and you don't have enough to come back from it, and you're not, we aren't told these things. Nobody's, going out there saying, hey, make sure you're not nutrient depleted after the baby, right? They're saying, oh, get your pre-baby body back, la, la, la. Yeah, okay, but you can be like running yourself ragged, depleting your system. So these are all things that we go over in the 12-week challenge, and we are enrolling right now for the 12-week challenge. If you are still wanting to get in on the 12-week challenge and you have questions, you need some help, you need some guidance, click in the link, schedule a call, and then get on the list for the 12-week challenge that way. Because oftentimes it's things like this. You might be killing yourself at the gym, wondering why you're so exhausted, wondering why you still feel squishy, right? Well, why can't I get this result? Yeah, it's not a matter of working out harder. It's a matter of replenishing the nutrient that your body lost. And a lot of times using the Dutch test tells us exactly what's happening with your hormones and exactly where things need to be replenished. It's beautiful. I love it. Yes. More info on the Dutch test is on my website, which is just drbethwesty.com. Other resources I have for you are the Female Fat Solution. This talks all about nutrition that matches your hormones and your cycle. And I do go through postpartum in here as well. I have a whole segment called The 7 Bodies of Eve that takes you through the different bodies women go through in our lifetime. And then I have my podcast, The Female Health Solution, which is on all places podcasts where you can catch a lot of other information on women's health as well. So that's what I got for you guys tonight. I hope you guys are doing well. And if this is you, let me know. You can drop a comment below. Tara, looking forward to the results of my Dutch test. Yes, Tara, right? Oh, I love going over Dutch tests with people. Love, love, love it. Love, love, love it. In a couple of weeks, I might start to dive into that a little bit more and some of the other things that I note and see with women, because it's so helpful to finally realize, like, oh my gosh, I'm not crazy. There's just this stuff going on in my body that that it is what it is. I can do these things to help that, but I'm not, like, you almost feel crazy. Like, am I crazy that I'm like, that this is like this? No, you're not crazy. So that's what I got for you tonight. Let me know your questions. Have a great night, and I will see you later.